Word on the street is my biological age is 23, baby. And guess what? I'm 30 years old. 30 years old. I just got my results back from a blood panel that tested over 118 biomarkers during one single draw in my New York City apartment. And either this thing is all a lie and a scam, or the tides are turning in my favor. This video is going to be my honest review of Superpower. If you don't know who I am, my name is Julia. I love to make health and wellness content, and recently I've been getting into reviewing my favorite gadgets and companies to help you decide if they are worth your money, because some of them aren't. I'm going to walk you through 4 core things that I think you need to know about Superpower. The first being, what is Superpower? The second being, what was it actually like using Superpower and going through the process? The third being, the things that I love and the things that I don't really love about Superpower. And the fourth and most important thing is my honest opinion if this is worth your money and your time. Superpower is an annual membership. You go in for one blood draw a year at a Quest location, which they have over 2,000 across the country. And then they run over 100 plus biomarkers in a panel. And then everything lands into the app or on the website, and it tells you what's optimal and what's not, and then what you can do about it. You also do have access to a care team and a clinician that you actually can talk to, which if you're like me and you have a lot of health issues, I'm always getting ghosted by my doctors because they're dealing with a million other patients. So to have access to somebody at my fingertips is very useful for me. You can always add on more panels. They do come at an extra cost, but you get deeper insights and you have the flexibility without having to go to a doctor and ask for your labs. And sometimes it can be cheaper than going to your doctor and paying a copay and then going to a lab. Ew, like, we're in the business of saving time and energy and lowering your stress. For me, Superpower does that. Now, this obviously sounds good, it sounds great, but what we all want to know is, what does this cost you? On the homepage, it pretty much just says it's $199 for the annual membership. And as you go through the website and you look at the different things that you can test for, you can easily see that if you want to add other panels or if you want to do a gut test, there is an additional cost that's associated with it. Also, it is HSA and FSA eligible, which is something that is huge if you're like me and you max out your HSA every year. But this is where things get a little weird. If you live in New York or you live in New Jersey, your pricing might be a little different. New York and New Jersey have some of the strictest regulations when it comes to direct-to-consumer lab regulation in the entire country. There are specific biomarkers that you cannot get tested in New York or New Jersey unless your doctor orders it for you. I'm just gonna say it, medical mafia. Follow the money, people, follow the money. And this was frustrating for me because the thing that I cared about the most was getting my thyroid antibodies tested because I have Hashimoto's. Those suckers are always super, super high. And in order for me to actually get them tested through Superpower and not through my doctor, I was going to have to go to Connecticut. I thought I was smarter than New York City and New Jersey when I opted in, have my blood drawn in my apartment. I thought that that would be a workaround to get my antibodies tested. But unfortunately, it did not show up in the report. So I'm assuming that I am not smarter than the state of New York, which is actually a great point to bring up. If you're like me and you work a super busy job, a 9 to 5, maybe you're doing content creation on the side, you have a side hustle, you're sick, you're an unprofessional athlete, or you just have a lot going on and you're like, I do not want to go to a Quest lab ever, because Quest labs are not very fun. I wouldn't recommend it. I don't like Quest labs that much. You actually have the option to pay a premium, a fee, to have a phlebotomist come to your home and draw your blood, and that's what I did. And I had to be fasted. I also peed in a cup. And my window was 5 to 7 a.m. That was rough, I'm not gonna lie. What is happening? But it was very convenient. But unfortunately, I did not get my antibodies because of that, I guess. I thought there was a way around and there wasn't, I guess. Big bummer. Now, if you want somebody to come to your home and draw your blood, it's an additional $119, which if you're busy and you can use your FSA or HSA, might be worth your time and your money. And I will say, to Superpower's credit, they're not hiding anything. It is very, very point blank on their website what you're paying for, what you get, and if you want to add on, how much it's going to cost you. But there's always a way to girl math your way through it. The process of Superpower was really easy. I created an account, I did some intake with them, I gave them some background on family history, my personal medical history, answered some questions about like, you know, what am I trying to optimize for? And then it was really simple and I was kind of off for the races, and it was up to me to schedule the test and actually get the wheels moving. I got an email saying that I would take around 10 days to get my results back, but my results came back super speedy, and let's take a look at what they say. Superpower said that I am 30 years old, and Superpower is saying that my biological age is 23.3. We're just gonna round down, okay? We're gonna round down. My Superpower score is 94, which is honestly incredible, and I have 10 health winners. If I would have my thyroid antibodies tested, this would be different, because I got my blood tested not even 4 weeks prior to this. My antibodies on my thyroid were not good. They were not good. So I'm a little bummed out that I can't show this in this video, but it's important for you all to know that you need to look into the rules and regulations in the states that you live in, because medical mafia is alive and well, my friends. Based off of my blood draw, Superpower is giving me 3 health goals. One being taking control of your cardiovascular risk early, 2, calming your immune system and restore gut balance, and 3, optimize your thyroid with Hashimoto's in mind. Can you hear the sirens? Sometimes I hate New York. Ooh, this is bad. My lipoprotein is more than 6 times the optimal threshold. Oh, I don't like that. Yeah, I don't think that's good. That's bad. What does that mean? Having my blood work done so often over the past few years, just dealing with like all the issues I've been having, this is kind of common for me, unfortunately. I also like that I'm just putting all my health information on the internet. So this is a really good example of, they give you your blood work, they package it up in a really easy way to digest, and then I can ask questions as if I'm talking to a doctor, even though they're probably gonna say this isn't medical advice because they don't wanna get sued, but it's going to tell me what I can do to potentially lower these. Oh, plaque buildup, geez Louise. Blood clots, oh my God. So we see my biomarkers. The first thing, it's like, oh, you could be taking these different things for cholesterol. If you wanted to, you could buy these things. I actually work with a team of doctors out of Connecticut, and so I personally would not, but I wouldn't get my supplements from here just because of that. But this is super easy. It's super seamless. I'm sure that, I would hope that their supplements are third-party tested, but very, very easy. Very easy if you're like a one-stop shop kind of gal. Let's talk about the things that I love and the things that I don't love about Superpower. I love the fact that it was super easy to use. You get on, you make your profile, you whiz through some questions, you can get your blood drawn at any quest. It's very, very easy. I got my blood results back super quick. As I showed you during this video, I got to walk through all of the things that were like alarming on my blood and the things that were good. Not only could I see the numbers, but then Superpower with their AI functionality gave me insights on things that I could do from like a diet perspective or a supplement perspective, which was very on par with my doctor and what they have said just even in the past month. Something that I didn't really love is that the thyroid antibody testing wasn't included in the price. Because it's personal to me, like I wish that was just something that was included, because if we are talking about being preventative, and if that is like a core reason as to why people sign up for Superpower, I think that getting your thyroid antibodies tested that is preventative. That's something that should just be included. Obviously, I'm not footing the bill for that. I don't run the company. Now, the price, obviously, if you're already paying for your health insurance and you already have other medical bills like me, adding another like $200+ bill to your plate isn't great. But even though I don't love that, I also would argue like you can pay for it with your HSA or FSA and you get so much more. Like, wouldn't you just rather have more information? Like, I personally probably rather do Superpower first and then go to my doctor and be like, I was tested for all of this. And if something's off within Superpower, like maybe there's certain things that like I want deeper testing on, then because I did the initial blood testing, maybe then my doctor would order it without having to go through the headache of like literally fighting for my life and fighting with my doctor for like an hour. And if we break it down, it's literally $17 a month. $17 a month. A coffee in New York City costs $10. A drip coffee is like $8. Like, it's really not that much if we break it down. The other thing that I didn't love is just the fact that in New York and New Jersey, you can't get your antibodies tested. But that is something that is completely out of Superpower's Like, that's completely out of their control. That's just like medical mafia at play. It just is kind of a bummer because I wish that I could have got them tested, and I wish that there was a workaround, but there's not, at least that I'm aware of. The last thing that I wasn't crazy about when it came to Superpower was the fact that in my thyroid panel, it was recommending me to take selenium. Now, I already know that I'm actually way over selenium, and so to recommend selenium without having my selenium tested, it just feels a little off par for me. So I think that maybe rather than recommending selenium, they would say, hey, you should do further testing with your doctor, or on your next test, we should test you for your selenium levels before recommending me something like selenium. So who is this for, and why should you buy it? If you're like me and you consider yourself an unprofessional athlete, you have some health issues, you've got some family history issues, this is a really great tool for you to get comprehensive blood work once a year that breaks it down, gives you good insights, and then allows you to activate on it in a really easy way. Now, if you're somebody who is in great shape, great health, you don't have any issues, you don't have any like bad family history of anything, and there's really no reason to look into it unless you're just curious. But I do think that having more information about your health earlier on can prevent something like Hashimoto's from literally taking my life away from me for like a year. So I actually think this is pretty good for everyone. If you have the money, that's like the bottom line. My honest take is that Superpower is worth the money. It is. Having the ability to get a full view of what's going on in your body without having to literally fight your doctor for any blood test, it's 100% worth it. It just makes sense. Like, it makes sense. If you want to get a better view of what's going on in your body from a blood perspective, and you want to try out Superpower, I do have a code below. It is Superpower Julia D. It's in the description. It gets you a little bit of a discount. You got to save the money where you can. And full transparency, it is an affiliate link. So if you do sign up, I do get a little bit of kickback, and it allows me to make more of these videos and give you the honesty about things that I love and things that I'm trying. Thank you so much. Let me know what you think. Please leave your comments, your feedback. If you love Superpower, if you hate Superpower, if you like this video, if you don't like this video, or if you have any ideas of what you would like for me to review next, I would love to hear your thoughts. And thank you. Okay, bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.